First. Happy anytime. Source: ChatGPT. Staying happy takes some practice and awareness. Here are some ways. Gratitude mindset. Think about what you have every day and be grateful for the little things in life. This gratitude mindset can help you see the positives in life and promote feelings of joy. Exercise. Exercise releases endorphins that can boost your mood. Whether it's jogging, yoga, or lifting weights, choose an exercise you enjoy and incorporate it into your daily routine. Spend time with others. Spending time with family, friends, or community members can bring joy and satisfaction. Relationships are an important source of happiness. Learn to relax. Learn relaxation and stress-relieving techniques such as meditation, deep breathing, warm baths, or reading. These tips can help you stay calm and happy. Stay optimistic. Despite the challenges and difficulties that may arise in life, maintaining a positive attitude can help you see the bright side of difficulties and opportunities for learning. Pursue meaning. Find and engage in meaningful activities and projects that will increase your sense of satisfaction and happiness. Smile and humor. Learn to relax and smile. A sense of humor can make life more interesting and reduce stress. Everyone has different ways to stay happy. It's important to find what works for you and implement it into your daily life. Source: Women's Health. Many excellent researchers have demonstrated the connection between happiness and health. When I spoke with Professor Laurie Santos, a leading psychologist at Yale University, she told me, if you look at how happy people are, you can see the impact that has on their health and longevity. There was once a study in which scientists measured the positivity and optimism of a group of people in the laboratory. Then, they injected the cold-causing virus into the people's nostrils. Everyone in the study was exposed to the virus, and the question was, who would get sick? Happy, or unhappy person? They found that people who were in less positive moods were 3 times more likely to get sick, Professor Santos told me. Part of the reason happiness has such a powerful impact on health is that if you feel satisfied with your life, you're more likely to exercise, socialize, and avoid junk food. This is actually obvious, but happiness is definitely more than that. What's great is that research also finds that happier people still live longer despite adopting these same healthy lifestyle practices. One study, for example, looked at nuns who all ate the same diet and exercised a similar amount. When these nuns receive the priesthood and begin their service, they write an autobiography. Psychologists evaluated the articles to calculate how much positive emotion they conveyed. The researchers then divided the women into 4 groups in order of happiness. Among the happiest group, 90% of the nuns were still alive at age 85, among the least happy group, only 34% were still alive. Remarkable research results like this one show just how beneficial happiness is to our health, and they corroborate my own experience practicing medicine over decades. Many of my clients are so busy that they can't even spare time for simple activities like taking a walk. They don't get enough quality sleep and are overwhelmed for long periods of time. We seem to have an inkling that we can live like this for a long time. But this is not the case. People are more nervous and anxious than ever before, and the pressure has never been so high. The phenomenon of overwork and liver damage is becoming more and more common, and many experts warn that a mental health tsunami is about to hit. We often forget that the body and mind are not just related. In fact, our mind is a part of the body. This is why living an unhappy life can have serious consequences on both our mental and physical health. Stress often builds up in our bodies little by little without our awareness. Every time we feel frustrated because of someone else or expect things to be different than they are, we put stress on our bodies. Every time we get upset over a coworker's email, leave a negative comment on someone else's social media, or look down on another person, we also put stress on our bodies. Over time, this tension builds up, leaving our bodies unable to feel comfortable and relaxed. And what is the lack of physical relaxation called? Disease. The English word disease is composed of dis and ease. Therefore, lack of relaxation can cause illness. People have been debating the nature of happiness since at least 2,500 years ago in ancient Greece. These debates continue today and may never end. However, I have proposed a new definition of happiness based on my many years of research in this field and my personal experience of facing cases in the real world. I've seen time and time again that not only is it accurate, but it actually works. I carefully designed this unique happiness model so that people can practice it and strengthen it over time. I call it core happiness. Core happiness is not the kind of joy that jumps out of bed every morning with a smile on your face, glowing face, fairy sequins in the air. It's not the overwhelming joy you feel on Christmas morning with your children, not the feeling you get when you step off an international flight and the first rays of sunlight hit your face. It's about increasing your happiness levels so that you are less likely to experience negative emotions and shorten the duration of their episodes. It's about building a tough and resilient bubble of joy around you that can protect you when you encounter the inevitable stresses and strains of life. This is to ensure that your happiness is not overly dependent on others or things outside of yourself. It's about treating joy the same way you treat your body, reinforcing joy and happiness through smart and effective regular practice. So how does it work? You can think of core happiness as a three-legged stool. Each foot is independent but indispensable. If one of those legs breaks, your sense of joy may collapse. The first foot of the stool is satisfaction, which means that you can calmly accept your life and the decisions you make. The second foot is autonomous control, which means that you have the initiative and can make effective decisions by yourself. The decision of meaning, and within a reasonable range, nothing can hit you. The third foot is the same on the outside and the inside, which means that what you want yourself to be in your heart is consistent with how you actually live in this world. When your inner value is consistent with your daily behavior, it means that the outside and inside are the same, and there is no internal or external conflict. The thing you must never forget about core happiness is that it is not a destination where you arrive one day and live happily ever after, rather, it is a journey. There is no guarantee that anyone's three-legged stool will never fall down, because life always has ups and downs, but as long as you practice regularly, your core happiness three-legged stool will definitely become more and more stable. Like, if you want stronger muscles, you have to do resistance training regularly. It's the same principle with core happiness, you have to nourish the area you want to strengthen. And, I promise you, it's definitely worth the investment. The stronger your core happiness is, the closer you can get to your once happy, carefree self. When our core happiness is hit and the stool overturns, we feel pain. This is because we are unable to control, the dominance disappears, we are dissatisfied with our decisions, or we feel inconsistent, which will produce negative emotions. When faced with these emotions, our instinctive reaction is to escape, no matter what. Often, we look for the easiest, quickest solution to make ourselves slightly less unhappy, even if it only makes us briefly happier. I call it junk happiness. Everyone has their favorite junk joy habit that they use to numb the inevitable pain in life, like a glass of wine, chocolate, Instagram, or online shopping. When I was younger, one of my junk happy habits was gambling. The thrill of risking money I can't afford, whether it's football, golf, pool, I'd bet on anything, really, takes my mind off my immediate worries, but in the long run it always does. At the expense of long-term core happiness. I'm not saying that these kinds of pleasures are completely bad, but the problem arises when we engage in these behaviors on a regular basis and find ourselves pursuing junk pleasures too often. When these pleasures are no longer an occasional pastime, but an attempt to fill the hole in the heart caused by the lack of core happiness, another problem arises. The difference between core happiness and junk happiness is intention. There's a difference between drinking a glass of wine while socializing with friends at a bar and downing half a bottle of wine by yourself out of loneliness. Same antidote, but different purpose. One way to distinguish core from junk happiness is how you feel when you remember it. When you think back on your actions, do you feel happy again? Or does it make you cringe? If thinking back on a time drinking with friends makes you feel more grounded, then it probably nourished you and built more core happiness. But if this memory makes you cringe inside, it's almost certainly junk happiness. Second, it's hard for the brain to feel happiness. Source: ChatGPT. Sometimes it's really hard for the brain to feel happiness. This may be due to many factors, including physical and psychological factors. Chemical imbalances, for example, neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin are critical for mood regulation. If levels of these chemicals are imbalanced, it can lead to low mood or depression. Psychological issues, depression, anxiety, or other mental health issues may interfere with the brain's ability to feel pleasure. Life stress, chronic stress and tension can cause negative effects on the brain, making it difficult to experience happiness. Life events, such as loss of a loved one, work stress, relationship problems, etc. can affect the emotional state of the brain. For those who don't feel happy, it's important to try to get help. This may include talking to a mental health professional, seeking appropriate treatment, or making positive lifestyle changes such as increasing exercise, improving your diet, reducing stress, etc. Don't hesitate to ask for help, as many people can benefit from appropriate support and treatment. Source: Vision Magazine. Everyone has a different understanding and definition of happiness, but no matter what, happiness is a feeling, and as long as it is a feeling, it cannot be separated from the chemical reactions in the brain and the various chemicals related to it. If you analyze and understand happiness from this level, it will be much simpler, because there are only 4 chemicals related to happiness in the brain, namely serotonin, endorphins, oxytocin, and dopamine. Serotonin. Related feelings: confidence, security. Serotonin is closely related to self-esteem and represents a sense of calm and confident happiness. We can think of serotonin as a signal from the brain that tells us, your position is stable, you are safe now. When you feel that you are respected or recognized, the serotonin in the brain will increase, you will feel calm, and your emotions will be very stable. The resulting self-confidence and security will bring more emotional tension. Help us be better able to face the ups and downs in life and work. On the contrary, when we lack recognition, feel self-doubt, or cannot find a sense of existence and value, serotonin will decrease, and the lack of serotonin will make people feel anxious and depressed, and sleep and appetite will also be affected. You may not know that depression is related to a lack of serotonin, and the main function of antidepressant drugs taken by patients with depression is to help patients with depression increase serotonin in the brain, which can help them maintain emotional stability. Endorphins. Related feelings: pleasure, enjoyment, relaxation, being healed. The emotions related to endorphins are pleasure, relaxation, and the feeling of being healed, etc. For example, when we eat delicious food, engage in things we particularly like, watch warm movies, and listen to beautiful music, or when admiring beautiful scenery, the brain will secrete endorphins, giving us a wonderful feeling. In fact, when we are sad, cry, or experience physical pain, such as when exercising to the limit of our body, the brain will also secrete endorphins, because endorphins can block pain-related signals and help relieve pain. Painkillers: the main ingredient in it is endorphins. Oxytocin. Related feelings: intimacy, trust, belonging. The emotions and feelings associated with oxytocin are intimacy, trust, and belonging. When we are touched by someone we like, have a deep emotional connection with others, or feel loved and trusted, our brains secrete oxytocin. When there is more oxytocin in the brain, we have strong empathy, trust others easily, and behave very friendly. Some studies have also found that spraying oxytocin into a person's nose can help overcome their social shyness, enhance their self-confidence, and make it easier for them to join the community. After a woman gives birth, her brain will secrete a large amount of oxytocin, and the newborn baby's brain will also produce a large amount of oxytocin. It is precisely because of the help of oxytocin that a strong emotional connection can be quickly established between mother and newborn baby. This connection is extremely important for the baby's survival. Dopamine. Related feelings: full of motivation and hope, sense of accomplishment. Dopamine is probably the most familiar of these four brain chemicals. When dopamine is mentioned, many people will think of pleasure and pleasure. This is actually a very common misunderstanding. The main function of dopamine is to make people want something, while making people feel pleasure is the function of endorphins. The release of dopamine causes emotions such as desire, excitement, and hope, which keep us motivated to pursue our desired goals. However, dopamine is not only secreted when a goal is achieved or a desire is satisfied, but is released when the goal is predicted to be achieved. In other words, the happiness brought by dopamine can be experienced throughout the process of pursuing goals. Before the goal is achieved, what we experience is the feeling of motivation caused by excitement and hope. At the moment the goal is achieved, what we experience is the sense of satisfaction and achievement. After understanding these four brain chemicals related to happiness, it is not difficult to imagine what a happy and beautiful life should be like. A truly happy and beautiful life must be a life in which these four brain chemicals can be balanced, which means having enough self-confidence and security, which is the foundation of everything. Have a close and harmonious relationship, have pursuits and goals, and be able to keep moving in the direction you want with full motivation and hope. In addition, you can have enough happy time in your life, which may come from hobbies, food and entertainment, and beautiful scenery, but also perhaps from movement. Third, animals in nature do not have happy emotions. Source: ChatGPT. The scientific community has different views on whether animals have happy emotions. Traditionally, people generally believe that animals have emotions, including happiness, sadness, fear, etc. Proponents of this view argue that many animals display pleasure-related behaviors, such as playing, jumping, and interacting with peers, which are interpreted as evidence that the animal feels pleasure or happiness. However, there are also some scientific studies and opinions that animals may not be as emotionally rich as humans. These ideas point out that an animal's behavior may be influenced more by instinct and the environment than by intrinsic emotional states. Furthermore, because animals cannot express their feelings directly, it is difficult to accurately understand their emotional experiences. Overall, the scientific community is still debating whether animals have happy emotions. Although there is some evidence that animals may experience happiness, our understanding of animal emotions is still limited, and more research is needed to address this issue. Source: Yahoo News. Chimpanzees are like humans. The newborn smile that babies naturally show when they are born is not caused by vision. So why does it smile? Will you feel happy about it? If the answer is no, it means that animals have no feelings and emotions and are just sophisticated automatic machines. In the history of evolution, which animal began to have phenomenal consciousness? What neurophysiological mechanisms produce phenomenal consciousness? Take pain as an example. Animals with central nervous systems include fish, amphibians, birds, and mammals. Non-vertebrate animals only have ganglia and no central nervous system. Can we say that creatures without a central nervous system do not have pain sensation? Even if there is no pain, there may be other sensations, even sensations beyond human imagination. Invertebrates may live in a fantastic sensory world, who knows? How to tell if an animal is feeling pain? Taking humans as an example, when they feel pain, they will reflexively withdraw from the stimulus that caused the pain. The body may tremble, wail, cry, and have abnormal body movements, such as limping or walking on one foot. To avoid further stimulation. First, let's look at whether animals have the same pain-sensing behavior as humans. All vertebrates have similar behavioral responses when encountering external stimuli that produce pain. When I was a child, I lived in the countryside, and I often had the opportunity to see pigs or chickens being slaughtered. Today's young people may only see pork and chicken in supermarkets. The sight can be said to be branded in my mind and will never go away. Sometimes when I see pig trucks whizzing by, packed with pigs waiting to be slaughtered, the image of pigs wailing will immediately appear in my mind. I can feel that the pigs are suffering great pain. This feeling makes me based on humanity. Reasons to be as vegetarian as possible. I believe animals must suffer when they are slaughtered and their actions reveal everything. However, this is only a behavioral analogy, and there is no logical guarantee that such an inference will be valid. As for mollusks such as leeches, snails, and single-celled organisms Paramecium, they will also escape strong acid. Are they purely physiological, or are they accompanied by pain? Secondly, let's look at whether the neurophysiological structure of animals is similar to that of humans. The thalamus and somatosensory areas play an important role in human pain perception. Scientists have found that fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, mammals, and primates all have thalamus and somatosensory cortical areas. These animals also have pain receptors C nerve fibers and A delta nerve fibers. Interestingly, among invertebrates, leeches also have sensory receptors and C nerve fibers, and also have escape responses to painful stimuli. Do leeches hurt? As mentioned above, leeches may also live in a sensory world that we cannot understand or imagine. If the behaviors are the same and similar neural mechanisms are not enough to convince people that animals have consciousness, it would be too human chauvinism. What animals have reflective consciousness? That is, which animals can think about current or past experiences? What kind of behavior would serve as evidence of reflective consciousness? To solve problems, learn and plan for the future, you must be able to think about the present and past experiences. Primates and mammals undoubtedly have this ability, and birds such as crows are also so smart. Interestingly, although octopuses are mollusks, however, have the ability to solve problems to obtain food and escape. Similar behavior has not been observed in other mollusks, fish, reptiles, and amphibians. However, could the fact that animals can think about past and present experiences be an over-explanation of these animals' behavior? Is it possible to make an anthropomorphic mistake? There is no definite answer to this question, because no matter how complex and ingenious an animal's behavior is, it may just be an unconscious rule following, just like a computer running a program. Even if it is complex enough to autonomously drive a Boeing 777, we will not would say computers on airplanes have reflective consciousness. Fourth. Animals don't laugh. Source, ChatGPT. Animals don't typically laugh in the same way humans do because laughter is a complex social behavior that is influenced by language and culture. However, some animals may display expressions or behaviors that resemble laughter, but their meaning may differ from human laughter. For example, apes may display facial expressions that resemble laughter when playing or interacting with peers, but this is often interpreted as a social signal rather than an actual smile. Other animals may express joy or excitement through tail wagging, jumping, or other movements, but this is not the same as human laughter. Overall, animals have many similarities with humans, but they also have many differences, including in the expression of emotions. The behavior of laughing may not be as common in the animal kingdom as it is in human society. Source, Earth Atlas Team. Laughter connects us to each other, is a powerful social tool for humans, and may even be the driving force behind our organized society. So, since the connection between laughter and emotion is a common trait across human species, it means that this trait is likely to have evolved from a common ancestor. But the question is, where can this common trait be traced back? Which animals also know how to laugh? Many species of primates, such as chimpanzees, gorillas, bonobos, close relatives of chimpanzees, or orangutans, human apes, are known to laugh in response to certain things, both in captivity and in the wild. It was found that when playing, chasing, or tickling each other with the same kind, they will make sounds to express happy emotions, and the function of these sounds is similar to human laughter. Although the laughter of different primates is not the same and is different from human laughter, taking chimpanzees, who are genetically similar to humans, as an example, their laughter is more similar to that of humans than other primates. Laughter is short, high-pitched breathing. In addition, the laughter of bonobo apes when excited is also very similar to the laughter of human babies. As early as the last century, we discovered that mice, like humans, will feel excited, happy, and even laugh when their brains secrete sufficient amounts of dopamine. However, in subsequent studies, scholars discovered that when mice play with their own kind, they emit ultrasonic waves of up to 50,000 Hz, which are sounds that are inaudible to us humans. Similar to humans and primates, when mice touch sensitive parts of their bodies, such as the back of their neck, they will also make such sounds, probably because they are itchy. When scientists recorded these sounds and played them back, they also caused an excited response in mice. And if mice are given different hormones to induce different emotions in them, the frequency of the sounds produced by the mice will also change accordingly. So this proves that the sounds that are happening in these mice, which we can't hear, are actually expressions of emotion just like laughter. In addition to mice, dog laughter has also been studied. When dogs are happy, in addition to wagging their tails to express their emotions, they sometimes make continuous breathing sounds similar to human laughter. When scholars analyze and copy the wave patterns of these breathing sound waves, and play them back to dogs in the form of sound signals, it can make their emotions and behaviors more open, or have the function of reducing stress. This means that the dog's breathing not only sounds like human laughter, but also has a function of inducing emotions that is similar to that of humans. These evidences also tell us that not only humans, or higher primates, actually there are also many mammals that know how to laugh. Speaking of animals that make sounds, we have to mention birds that love to sing. The calls of birds are all kinds of strange. Some birds even imitate foreign sounds to become their own calls. Then, many people will start to be curious. Do birds laugh? The unique Australian kookaburra is famous for its ability to make calls similar to human laughter. When the kookaburra screams, laughing, the surrounding kookaburra will also sing along, laughing. Let everyone think that the kookaburra is a hilarious animal. But even if this sound sounds like laughter, this sound has been found to be a call used by kookaburras to announce their habitat range, and has nothing to do with emotional expression, so even if kookaburras are laughing, we don't have enough evidence. It can be proved that birds are animals that can laugh. 5th. Mind wandering. Source: ChatGPT. Mind wandering is a conscious experience that usually refers to an individual's thoughts or imagination wandering freely under the guidance of the unconscious, transcending the current reality. In this state, an individual may feel that their consciousness or mind is exploring and imagining without restriction, sometimes producing strong creative thoughts or feelings. This experience can be achieved in different ways, such as contemplation, meditation, fantasy, creative activities, etc. Some people may experience mind wandering while meditating, while others may achieve this state through painting, writing, music composition, etc. Mind wandering can sometimes occur in daily life, such as when we are immersed in a good book, walking in nature, listening to music, or doing certain repetitive tasks. During these moments, our minds may flow freely, generating a variety of thoughts and feelings. Mind wandering can be beneficial for creative thinking and problem solving because it frees us from our daily thought patterns and into a more open and flexible state. However, sometimes it can cause us to lose focus in real life, so moderate control is needed. Source: Department of Psychology, National Taiwan University. In our daily lives, we occasionally fall into a state of mind wandering. For example, during class, we will be involuntarily attracted by the scenery outside the window or some thoughts that have nothing to do with the class content. In the process of studying, we are usually taught that we must maintain a high degree of concentration and focus on learning new knowledge in order to achieve twice the result with half the effort. However, research conducted by Killingsworth and Gilbert in 2010 pointed out that humans spend about 25% to 50% of their time in a state of mind wandering in daily life. Such a result makes us curious, since our minds wander for so long in our lives, is not concentrating really meaningless to human cognitive development? Mind wandering refers to a conscious experience. When our attention wanders away from the homework in hand, falls into thoughts unrelated to the homework, or becomes decoupled from the external environment, we enter such a state. Smallwood and Schooler, 2015. Some scholars believe that using the content of consciousness to define mind wandering has its limitations. Therefore, they also propose that mind wandering refers to an intentional state of spontaneous thinking, and the degree of conscious control is between dreaming and goals. Guided Thinking, Christoph, Irving, Fox et al., 2016. Mind wandering has been given different definitions by different scholars, but there is no doubt that as the research on mind wandering gradually increases, we are increasingly able to understand its cognitive and neural mechanisms, as well as for our what impact does the thinking process have? According to evidence from functional magnetic resonance imaging, fMRI, mind wandering is related to the activity of the default mode network, DMN, in the human brain. This network includes the medial temporal lobe, ventromedial prefrontal cortex, posterior cingulate cortex, and angular gyrus. The brain areas in these default networks are activated when the person is resting or focusing on inner thoughts. Buckner et al., 2008, Christoph et al., 2009, Smallwood et al., 2012, Fox et al., 2015. Since mind wandering refers to a conscious experience, how do researchers confirm that subjects are in this state when conducting relevant research? According to the literature review, there are two approaches to researching mind wandering: objective/indirect measurement and subjective/direct measurement. In the research orientation of objective and indirect measurement, the experimenter collects subjects' performance in completing cognitive tasks, such as reaction time, Cheney, Carrier, and Smilak, 2006, frequency of eye movements, Reichel, Reinberg, and Schooler, 2010, etc. as an index to judge the degree of mind wandering of subjects. In the research orientation of subjective and direct measurement, it can be subdivided into two methods, self-caught and probe-caught. Self-caught refers to the fact that when subjects are performing tasks, they need to actively reward themselves when they find that their attention has strayed from the task at hand. Jayambra, 1989. This method requires the subject to be continuously aware of their inner state of consciousness without receiving any prompts. Meta-aware, Schooler, 2002. Probe-caught means that the subject is asked to pause the operation at a specific moment during the execution of the task and report whether his or her attention is still focused on the task or has drifted to other thoughts or ideas. Superior. After introducing the definition of mind wandering, brain neural mechanism, and judgment methods, I want to return to the question that most people are concerned about: what are the possible benefits of mind wandering? Many scientists or researchers with outstanding academic achievements have been puzzled when they were concentrating on a certain problem. Instead, they had an epiphany while performing some activities with low perceptual load and unrelated to the problem. This experience of the flowers planted intentionally do not bloom, but the willows planted unintentionally create shade are related to the incubation effect. Many research results show that mind wandering is helpful in stimulating creative thinking, especially for previously focused problems, which may lead to good solutions. Baird et al., 2012. However, there are still some criticisms about the statement that performing low perceptual load tasks can provide individuals with more opportunities for mind wandering and increase their creative thinking. That is to say, we cannot confirm whether when performing low perceptual load tasks, it really produces a nurturing effect and brings creative ideas to the individual, or whether it simply gives the individual more opportunities to think deeply about the issues that were previously concerned, and ultimately got the answer. E.g., Forster, Friedman, and Lieberman, 2004. In order to prove that human beings' mind wandering indeed produces a nurturing effect and enhances creativity, Benjamin Baird, Jonathan Smallwood, and others conducted an experiment in 2012. In this experiment, subjects need to perform the unusual uses task, UUT, twice in total. This task requires subjects to come up with possible uses of an object as much as possible within a specified time, and the originality of their answers will depend on a scoring indicator for its creativity. E.g., Milgram and Milgram, 1976, Torrance, 2008, Wallach and Kogan, 1965. At the beginning of the experiment, all subjects were required to take a pre-test UUT, and then entered an incubation interval. During this period, the subjects were divided into 4 groups, 3 of which performed high-demand tasks, low-demand tasks, or sat quietly for rest, while the 4th group directly took the post-test UUT. More demanding tasks will result in greater working memory load, and research also indicates that less demanding tasks that require lower working memory load will trigger more opportunities for mind wandering, e.g., Smallwood et al., 2009. After the pregnancy incubation period is over, the subjects in the first 3 groups need to fill out questionnaires to evaluate how often they have thoughts unrelated to work during this period to ensure that the mind of subjects carrying out different requirements for work or rest is roaming frequency varies. After filling out the questionnaire, they were required to take another post-test UUT. The research results show that only the group that performed low-demand tasks during the gestation latency period improved in the post-test UUT, and this improvement was particularly significant in the same questions as the pre-test UUT, proving that it is in the mind the nurturing effect produced by assignments with more opportunities for roaming resulted in subjects improving their creative problem-solving abilities. Many empirical results show that mind wandering can stimulate creative thinking. However, some studies have shown that mind wandering causes people to involuntarily think about things that have happened in the past, things that may happen in the future, and even things that may never happen when performing daily activities. Although this kind of cognitive process helps humans learn, predict, and plan, it also brings some emotional load, making people unable to enjoy the present and fully immersing themselves in the here and now, which also reduces individual happiness. Sense, Killingsworth and Gilbert, 2010. In addition, the development of technology has made us habitually use social media to fill the trivial leisure time in our lives. However, this way we unknowingly receive a lot of messy messages, making it impossible to get real rest. Based on this, it can be concluded that mind wandering can indeed stimulate our creativity, but we need to consciously allow ourselves to enjoy doing low cognitive load tasks, away from what we are used to. In the working environment, stay away from the media that usually captures our attraction. Let yourself know that you are in a relaxed state, rather than simply doing nothing. Only then can you break away from the thinking framework and let various constructs in your consciousness new connections are created between them, allowing creativity to awaken in these wandering thoughts. 6th. Distracted. Source: ChatGPT. Distraction refers to an individual's attention or thinking becoming scattered or unfocused under uncontrollable circumstances. In this state, individuals may have difficulty concentrating on a specific task or activity. Instead, they may feel that their thoughts are wandering, susceptible to external interference, and difficult to maintain focus. Distraction can be caused by a variety of factors, including but not limited to stress and anxiety. When individuals feel anxious or stressed, their attention is often distracted and it is difficult to concentrate on one thing. Fatigue and lack of sleep. Fatigue and lack of adequate sleep can affect an individual's cognitive abilities and concentration, leading to confusion. External distractions, noise in the environment, other people talking, social media notifications, etc. can distract an individual and make it difficult to concentrate. Lack of interest or motivation. Lack of interest or motivation in a task can also lead to disengagement and difficulty in staying focused and engaged. Mental health issues. Mental health issues such as attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, and depression can cause difficulty concentrating and being distracted. Ways to deal with distraction include identifying and addressing the root causes of distraction, using appropriate attention training and concentration techniques, and maintaining a healthy lifestyle, including getting enough sleep, eating a healthy diet, and exercising moderately. In addition, setting clear goals and plans to reduce external interference can also help improve concentration. Source: Himalaya. Spirit, mind, scattered, unfocused. Describes the lack of concentration. Spirit refers to human consciousness, thinking activities, and general psychological state. To be distracted means to be distracted and not to concentrate. The most likely reason is that staying up late often leads to long-term lack of sleep, leading to mental confusion. Symptoms include easily dozing off during the day, reaction time is at least half as slow, lack of concentration, decline in memory, vision, and thinking ability, irritability, gastrointestinal discomfort, and decreased immunity, etc. 7th. Being busy is a joy. Source: ChatGPT. Being busy can indeed bring happiness and satisfaction. Being busy makes people feel fulfilled and accomplished. It also allows people to focus on their goals and reduce their attention to negative emotions. Here are some possible reasons for the joy of being busy. Sense of accomplishment. People often feel satisfied and happy when they complete a task or reach a goal. Being busy gives you the opportunity to continually achieve, which increases happiness. Process pleasure. When busy, the brain releases neurotransmitters such as dopamine. This chemical reaction brings pleasure and satisfaction, making people feel excited and happy. Sense of time. Busyness makes people appreciate time more, because time becomes particularly valuable for completing tasks. People feel satisfied and happy when they realize they are using their time effectively. Distraction. Being busy may distract people from negative emotions. In a busy state, people are more likely to focus on tasks and not get too distracted by other things. However, it's important to note that being overly busy can also cause stress and anxiety, which can have a negative impact on physical and mental health. Therefore, it is important to stay moderately busy and balance work with rest. Data source: Dharma Drum Mountain Global Information Network. Busy, and happy, tired, and happy. However, because most people don't know why they are busy or why they are tired, they often feel busy when they are busy. During this period, you will feel psychological pressure. When you are tired, you will feel irritable, bored, and distressed. Instead, you will become busy as hell, tired as hell. When we can experience that time is precious, life is limited, we know too little, and we need to grow too much, we will make good use of this limited life to do unlimited merit. Life is indeed limited, and I often feel that I was a little kid not long ago and have become old in the blink of an eye. Now whenever someone asks me how old I am, I tell them, soon. The so-called soon, just dying. I am almost 80 years old now. I don't know when I will leave, but I believe that there will never be another 50 or 60 years old in my life. There is this stanza in the Buddhist scriptures: today another day has passed, and our life has also been reduced, like a fish in less water, so what joy can it have? Translated into vernacular, it means, today another day has passed, and our life has also been reduced. Just like a fish in a shallow pond, you are ready to face death anytime and anywhere. What else is there to be happy about? Because life is so limited, you can't help yourself even if you want to live more, so you have to make good use of it and continue to live. Enrich our wisdom and enrich our merit. Buddhists believe that this life is born from the past, and that after this life is over, there is a future life. Our life has been troublesome and hard enough. Since we are finally born as human beings, we should make good use of it, do more merit, and save the wealth of wisdom and merit, so that the future will be better than the present. This is like telling us that we should work hard, earn more and save more when we are young, so that we can have the capital to provide for our old age. The more capital we have, the more secure we will be when we are old. Therefore, we must make full use of our time, dedicate ourselves, help others, serve others, take care of others, and care for the society. I often say, busy people have the most time, and hardworking people have the best health. Busy people will make good use of their time because they cherish their time, and they will have more time. A hardworking person must be in good health. If you want to live a healthy and happy life, you should be busy. If you want to save more merit and wisdom in the course of your life, you should be busy. Although sometimes it seems that you are not busy for yourself, the so-called working hard for whom you are working for, at first glance, it seems that the busyness is unfair and unworthy, as if the work is in vain. According to the Buddhist concept, this idea is not correct. Our concept is, being busy is busy for yourself. Even if you seem to have gained nothing in this life in the eyes of others, you have still gained merit, which is the merit of wisdom and merit. In the process of being busy with work, you have also grown and are by no means worthless. With this concept, busy people will be very happy when they are busy and happy when they are tired. Just like a farmer who is grateful for having fields to plant, a working person will also be grateful for this opportunity and this kind of karma that keeps him busy. Make him tired. If you have enough money, own a car and a house, have no shortage of material things, and everything goes as you wish, you might as well come to Dharma Drum Mountain to do volunteer work, tidy up the environment, provide reception, and provide care. You will definitely enjoy the busy, the feeling of being so happy, tired, and happy. 8th. Negativity bias. Source, ChatGPT. Negativity bias refers to holding an unfair, negative view or attitude towards a group, person, or thing. This bias is often based on unfounded ideas, stereotypes, or biases rather than on objective facts or experience. Negativity bias may be based on a variety of factors. Cultural and social factors. Social and cultural backgrounds have a profound impact on people's perceptions and attitudes. Certain groups may be influenced by history, tradition, or social structures that cause other groups to view them negatively. Experience and exposure. An individual's experiences and exposure to certain groups may influence their perceptions of that group. Negative personal experiences or negative exposure experiences may lead to negative biases toward that group. Media and cultural representations. Media, cultural productions, and social representations can shape perceptions of certain groups. When negative stereotypes are presented in the media or culture, it may reinforce people's negative biases. Psychological factors. Psychological factors such as fear, anxiety, insecurity, etc. may cause people to hold negative views of certain groups, viewing them as threats or others different from themselves. Negative bias can lead to discrimination, exclusion, unfair treatment, and social divisions. Therefore, reducing the presence of negative biases is crucial to promoting social harmony, justice, and inclusion. This can be achieved through education, mutual understanding, promotion of cross-cultural exchanges, critical thinking, and ideological reflection. Source, Wikipedia. Negativity bias refers to the fact that things of a negative nature, such as unpleasant thoughts, emotions, or social interactions, very painful events, have a greater impact on a person's psychological state than neutral or positive things of the same intensity. In other words, something that is very positive will usually have a smaller impact on a person's behavior and psychology than something of the same intensity but that is negative. 9th. Self-affirmation. Source, ChatGPT. Self-affirmation refers to positive evaluation and acceptance of oneself, as well as confidence and recognition of one's own abilities and worth. It is built on inner security and self-esteem, helping to improve an individual's mental health and well-being. Here are some ways to boost your self-affirmation. Accept yourself, learn to accept your own strengths and weaknesses, and understand that everyone has their own unique value and charm. Positive thinking, develop a positive attitude and thinking habits, and focus on your strengths and achievements instead of overemphasis on shortcomings and failures. Set goals, set specific and feasible goals and achieve them step by step. Successful achievement of goals will enhance self-confidence and self-affirmation. Have a good self-image, paying attention to the external manifestations of personal image, such as dressing appropriately and maintaining good hygiene habits, can help improve self-confidence and self-affirmation. Build good relationships with others. Build close relationships with supportive people and find a social circle that provides you with positive support and encouragement. Learn to relax and self-soothe. Learn ways to cope with challenges and stress, such as deep breathing, meditation, exercise, etc., and give yourself some self-soothing words and actions. Avoid comparing yourself to others. Avoid comparing yourself to others. Everyone's life and experiences are different, and everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses. Through these methods, you can build a stronger sense of self-affirmation, face life's challenges more positively, and enjoy life more happily. Source, complete collection of Dharma drums. Buddhism talks about emptiness, no form and no self. The principle of emptiness has been explained before. Formlessness is the essence of all phenomena, that is, emptiness without inherent nature. Selflessness is due to the fact that all phenomena, regardless of the physical and mental world, are not eternal. They are delusional and persistent and belong to me and mine. Selflessness comes from the discovery of the false self of delusional obsession. We must change from the delusional self-grasping to self-grasping. The wisdom of no self is the purpose of learning Buddhism. But most people don't even know what their I is, so how can they be selfless? Just like a person who has never seen money, he naturally cannot tell the difference between having money and not having money. Therefore, we must first identify ourselves and affirm our existence before we can talk about selflessness. Generally, people who are not deeply involved in Buddhism skip self and talk about no self. This is unrealistic. They also misunderstand Buddhism and mistakenly believe that Buddhism denies reality. As everyone knows, how can a person who does not understand reality deny reality? It must first be implemented into reality, affirm reality, and then go further beyond reality. This is the original intention of Buddhism. Many Buddhists do not understand that selflessness starts from having a self, so they do not know that they need to go through the growth stage of self-affirmation and self-improvement. From the beginning, they require themselves and others to be selfless and formless, which leads to misunderstandings among ordinary people. Buddhists are passive, world-weary and escapist people. Mahayana Buddhism in recent times in China has the character of Chinese culture that loves simplicity and simplicity. The result is that it is simple but not practical, and it is brief and unclear. Everyone wants to reach heaven in one step and become a Buddha suddenly, without doing solid foundation work. This kind of deviant ideological concept has pervaded the recent Chinese Buddhist circles, so that the intellectual scholar bureaucrat class generally despises Buddhism and hates Buddhism. Now, I would like to ask all bodhisattvas to affirm themselves. How to affirm themselves? Start from where you are now. To affirm oneself, one must understand oneself from the facts of cause and effect and the phenomena of causality. This is an affirmation of self-worth. If you deny this value, you will feel that life is just a boring and helpless nightmare. Therefore, when many people encounter insurmountable obstacles, insurmountable difficulties, and irreversible setbacks, they will lament why they want to live in this world. Taking risks, suffering, and being busy, for whom in the end? In fact, Buddhism tells us that no matter from the perspective of cause and effect with leakage or from the perspective of cause and effect without leakage, human existence and life are all about hard work and busyness for oneself. In a word, the meaning of life is to be responsible for what you have done in the past and to work hard for a bright future in the future. As the saying goes, if you sow melons, you will get melons, if you sow beans, you will get beans. In fact, we all know that there are melons and beans. It must be because you sow melons and you will get beans. At the same time, we must also understand that you may not get melons if you sow melons, and you may not get beans if you sow beans. But if you don't sow, you will definitely get nothing. Time is the past, present, and future, and continues endlessly. Therefore, we must affirm the value of our existence, grasp the present at all times, live in the present, try to avoid committing sins, and strive to cultivate good causes. If we can get good help, you will naturally get good results, otherwise your future destiny may be to fall into sin and be unable to extricate yourself, and you will have to bear the responsibility with dangerous consequences. After Buddhism was introduced to Japan during the Tang dynasty, they have been putting it into practice, using Buddhism to strengthen the country, the nation, and the culture. Subsequent Bushido, tea ceremony, flower arrangement, kendo, etc. are all derived from the spirit of Zen Buddhism. However, Chinese Zen Buddhism has fallen into two phenomena: either it is just empty talk, or it is practiced in the mountains and jungles. Compared with Japan, this is very different. These are all direct and indirect reasons for the decline of Buddhism in my country in recent hundreds of years. I once said 3 sentences like this: your family has something going on, his family has something going on, and my family has nothing going on. Just because my family has nothing going on, I can act according to circumstances for others and make connections at any time. Everything is not for me. And do it in response to the needs of others. The important thing is that this I does not think that he has done anything good, otherwise there will still be an I and he will fall into ego. In other words, it is not that you actively help others, nor that you passively help others. It is just that you do things to help others due to circumstances. Therefore, it is said, your family has something to do, his family has something to do, and my family has nothing to do. In terms of Zen Buddhism, a great virtue after enlightenment is a very busy nothing person. People often use all the best to bless others and pray for themselves, but can everything really go well? When you pursue what you want, you often end up in dissatisfaction. The process and results of pursuing what you want often add to your painful experience. On the contrary, if you do your best to be self-centered with the intention of seeking nothing, then when you encounter difficulties and setbacks, you will not be affected by success or failure, and you will not feel bitter. Living a serious life itself is a process of showing vitality in the face of many difficulties. If you continue to work hard, you will continue to encounter setbacks and difficulties. Even if you work hard to benefit the public, you still have to face hardships and obstacles. Since difficulties and unsatisfactory situations are already expected by oneself, doesn't it mean that everything goes well? Life is about affirming oneself and improving oneself under such circumstances. Self-dissolution or self-meltdown also starts from this everything goes well mentality. From an ordinary person's standpoint, if you want to achieve the goal of self-dissolution, you must learn the Buddha's mind, and you must achieve at least the following 3 points. 1. Be tolerant and tolerate all sentient beings with a vast and boundless mind. 2. A caring heart, caring for all living beings with equal compassion. 3. A formless heart, melting the self with selfless wisdom. Tolerance is to statically not reject any sentient being, that is, to tolerate all sentient beings in one's own heart. Caring is to dynamically not abandon any living being, that is, to always take the initiative to take care of all living beings. Formless means that it transcends the self that can be saved and the sentient beings to be saved, but is tolerant of all living beings and caring for all living beings. It is the sum of compassion and wisdom. It extends to all sentient beings without thinking that there are sentient beings who have been saved, are saved, and should be saved. This is the purpose of studying Buddhism, is to dissolve the self. Self-dissolution requires the wisdom of selflessness and formlessness, but it can also be practiced at any time in the daily lives of ordinary people. Modern society is full of situations where fathers and sons, mothers and daughters, teachers and students, and other people are jealous of each other and fight against each other. The superiors are not compassionate to the inferiors are disrespectful to the superiors, or they are just for the sake of a daughter. The slightest bit of interest will cause brothers to become enemies of each other, their flesh and blood to turn against each other, and their ethics to be inverted. Just now I talked about the first point of self-dissolution, which is to be tolerant. Even if you cannot tolerate all sentient beings equally, you should at least be tolerant of your relatives and friends. As far as care is concerned, caring for others seems to be just one way giving. In fact, after giving, there must be a return. First, it can make the people you care for trust you. Second, for you, giving is a great joy. Therefore, the more you care about others, the more you will gain a sense of security and comfort from others. Invisibly, your own merit and wisdom will increase, and you will make further progress on the path to becoming a Buddha. Fellow laymen, in family life, as far as husband and wife are concerned, we should tolerate each other's shortcomings and different opinions. Tolerating the shortcomings of others can discover the advantages of others, respecting the opinions of others can promote mutual harmony. This is also one of the ways to improve yourself and dissolve yourself. First of all, you must admit that you are not a perfect person. No matter in character, psychology, words, and deeds, you have many shortcomings. If you treat others with this idea, you can understand that it is normal for others to have shortcomings. How can you allow yourself to blindly picking on others? When other people's opinions are inconsistent with your own, remember to empathize with others. If you can change your position and think about others, you will often be able to accept the other person after the role is reversed. Both parties can treat each other with tolerance and care, which will help them accept each other and grow together. It can be seen that although it is not easy to completely dissolve the self, it is possible to cultivate tolerance, caring and selflessness in daily life. All in all, as a person, you must first know yourself and affirm yourself. Only those who can affirm themselves have the self-confidence to work hard to improve themselves. For a person who studies Buddhism, the ultimate goal is to become a Buddha. If he can form a wide range of good relationships and help all sentient beings through infinite tolerance and equal care, he will definitely be able to dissolve himself and achieve Buddhahood in the future. 10th. Loss of self-affirmation. Source: ChatGPT. A loss of self-affirmation can have a negative impact on an individual's mental health and well-being. This condition can be caused by a variety of factors, including but not limited to negative experiences, negative personal experiences, such as failure, setback, frustration, disappointment, or hurt, may diminish an individual's sense of self-affirmation. Social comparison with others can lead to self-denial and feelings of inferiority, especially on platforms such as social media, where people tend to showcase the highlights of their lives, which can exacerbate feelings of dissatisfaction and denial about themselves. Mental health issues such as depression and anxiety can lead to a loss of self-affirmation. These problems can distort an individual's view of themselves, causing them to have a negative self-evaluation. Growth environment, family, school, society, and other factors in the growth environment play an important role in the formation and development of an individual's sense of self-affirmation. Growing up in an environment that lacks support, recognition, and encouragement can lead to a loss of self-affirmation. Excessive self-requirements, excessive self-expectations and self-requirements may make individuals feel that they can never meet their own standards, thereby reducing their sense of self-affirmation. For individuals who have lost their sense of self-affirmation, it is important to seek appropriate support and help. This may include talking to a mental health professional, seeking counseling or therapy, and finding support groups or community resources. By sharing with others, receiving support, and building a positive self-perception, you can gradually rebuild and improve your sense of self-affirmation. Source: L. Because of persistence and trauma about past failures and feeling of inferiority compared to others, we become less and less confident. It can be roughly divided into two reasons. The first reason is that the experience value has increased. Failure experiences will leave a strong impression on people, and they will tell themselves that they must never repeat the same mistakes. This concept is a fuse that leads to a reduced sense of self-confidence. I always feel daunted by my past failures. People who have made mistakes at work in the past will avoid speaking in meetings as much as possible, are afraid to give presentations on stage, and dare not propose new projects. No matter what I do, I am afraid that I will get in the way and care too much about other people's feelings. Not only that, if a supervisor asks a person who is afraid of going on stage to give a presentation to a client next month, he will definitely fall into depression from that day on, and his self-confidence will be as low as possible. Another source of low self-esteem is comparing yourself to others. My work ability is not as good as that of other colleagues. I also want to smile every day and act like a rookie underachiever who deserves love, but I can't. I don't know how to raise children like other mothers, that's why my children are bullied. I'm not as attractive as other women, so relationships don't always last. 11th. Increase self-affirmation. Source: ChatGPT. Increasing your sense of self-affirmation is a positive goal that can be achieved by self-awareness and acceptance. Become aware of your own emotions, needs, and values, and accept your uniqueness. Accept your strengths and weaknesses and don't be too hard on yourself. Self-affirming language. Learn to use positive language and words to treat yourself. Give yourself encouragement and praise, and avoid negative self-evaluation and negative language. Set appropriate goals, set specific, achievable goals and work toward achieving them. Each time you achieve a small goal, you will gain confidence and a sense of self-affirmation. Focus on self-growth, continue to learn and grow, and strive to improve your skills and knowledge. Being aware of your own progress and growth can go a long way toward a sense of self-affirmation. Physical health. Pay attention to your physical health and maintain good eating habits, adequate sleep, and moderate exercise. Physical health and mental health are closely related and have a positive impact on a sense of self-affirmation. Build a support system, build close relationships with supportive people and turn to them for support and encouragement. Having a support system helps you cope with challenges and increases your sense of self-affirmation. Actively participate in activities and social circles that interest you, develop positive hobbies, and establish connections with others, which can help enhance your sense of self-affirmation and satisfaction. Seek professional help. If you feel that your sense of self-esteem has been severely damaged or cannot be improved through the above methods, do not hesitate to seek professional psychological counseling or therapy. A professional mental health professional can help you resolve your issues and increase your sense of self-affirmation. Source: L. 1. Make a great victory gesture. 2. Say some encouraging words to yourself in the mirror. 3. Decorate your favorite landscape paintings or posters in the entrance hall. 4. Get up and take a walk. 5. Adopt the mentality of I am a good person and take the initiative to say hello to others. 6. Massage the acupoints on your hands when going to the toilet. 7. Place your favorite gadgets on your desk. 8. Take your eyes off the computer screen and relax your eyes. 9. Make time to only appreciate the things you like. 10. Close your eyes and relax. 11. Eat snacks. 12. Stand up and move around. 13. Chat with popular people. 14. Take the long way around. 15. Do yoga in the shower. 16. Self-hug. 17. Choose the clothes you want to wear tomorrow first. 18. Get enough sleep. 19. Get up early during holidays. 20. Make your own decisions and achieve your goals happily. 21. Clean for 5 minutes. 22. Go somewhere bright at sunset. 23. 30-second mindfulness meditation method. 24. Self-affirmation gymnastics. 12th. There is nothing important in life except death. Source: ChatGPT. Everyone will face death, it is an inevitable part of life. Many other problems seem trivial in the face of death. However, there are many other important things in life that deserve attention and treasure. Every moment in life has its own unique meaning and value. Our relationships, experiences, achievements, joys, and challenges are all important parts of life that shape our identities and values. Every experience in life can be an opportunity for us to grow and learn. Therefore, although death is an inevitable part of life, we should still cherish and pay attention to other aspects of our lives. We can make our lives richer and more meaningful by pursuing goals, building relationships, pursuing happiness and fulfillment. Source: L. 1. All things have an end, but only longing does not. 2. Every star in the sky is someone who has loved us. 3. Don't destroy it when you have it, and don't regret it when you lose it. 4. There is no standard answer in life, cherishing the present is always the best answer. 5. Fame and fortune are fleeting, and there are no major events in life except death. 6. The ups and downs are life, and the steam is life. 7. As long as you really believe it, you will be the happiest person. 8. Being able to handle things as they come is a matter of ability, and being able to deal with things as they happen is a matter of pattern. 9. In a person's life, apart from inner happiness and unstealable health, there is nothing worth showing off. 10. Cherish the people in front of you, the future may not be long, and the future may not be certain. 13th. Habit forming time. Source: ChatGPT. Building a habit takes time and persistence. Generally speaking, research shows that it takes at least 21 days for a new habit to form, and some people take even longer. Here are some suggestions for developing new habits. Set clear goals, identify the habits you want to develop and establish clear goals. Goals should be specific, feasible, and have a clear time frame. Break it down into small steps, break down big goals into small feasible steps and achieve them step by step. Doing so makes the entire process easier to manage and execute. Set reminders in your daily life to help you remember to perform new habits. This can be an alarm clock, a note, a calendar reminder, etc. Find motivation and motivation. Being clear about the motivation and benefits of starting a new habit can help you stick with it. Think about the positive effects you can have if you develop this habit, and the negative effects you can have if you don't develop this habit. Be persistent. Building new habits requires patience and perseverance. Even in hard times, keep executing and believe that you can succeed. Record progress. Recording your progress and achievements can help you stay motivated and see your progress. Seek support. Tell the people around you that you are developing a new habit. Their support and encouragement can help you stick with it. Accept failure. In the process of building new habits, you may encounter failures and setbacks. Accept failure, but don't give up and keep trying. Through the above methods, you can gradually develop new habits and integrate them into your daily life. Source: Yahoo News. The number 21 days can be traced back to Dr. Maxwell Maltz, an orthopedic surgeon and author of Psychocybernetics, 1960. He wrote in the book that his patients needed at least 21 days to change their mental images. Since then, many people have applied the 21-day time frame to all habits. But a 2009 study published in the European Journal of Social Psychology pointed out that on average, it takes 66 days for a person to form a real habit, not the 21 days the author wrote in the book in the 1960s. Researchers also found that the time it takes to form a habit varies by person and difficulty, ranging from 18 to 254 days. For example, developing a habit of drinking water after breakfast is a relatively simple habit that can be achieved very early. However, doing 50 sit-ups a day is a relatively difficult habit and requires different efforts. An article published in the Oxford Research Encyclopedia in 2019 explains that a habit is a behavior that is already automatic and can be formed or eliminated intentionally or unintentionally. But in neuroscience, habits are attributed to a series of human brain circuits, reward-punishment circuits. A 2006 paper published by American researchers in the journal Nature Reviews Neuroscience showed that the ability to form and maintain habits may be related to the basal ganglia. The small decisions you make every day will release dopamine bit by bit, making your brain accustomed to feeling safe and happy. There are multiple circuits connected to each other between the neocortex and the striatum, and as people engage in conscious behaviors or habits, these circuits will be involved to varying degrees. The study also mentioned that if you are used to treating your current comfort zone as a reward, or treating difficult behaviors as habits that can be developed immediately, your brain will prevent you from changing your habits within 21 days. Most people fail because they do not continue to do it, so that the brain does not strengthen the specific behavior it has set. Huang Xian emphasized, don't believe in the number of days, it varies from person to person. Only by believing in yourself and facing challenges can you truly implement good habits. 14th. Living in the moment. Source: ChatGPT. Living in the present is an important mentality that emphasizes focusing on the present moment and enjoying life in the present, rather than dwelling on past memories or worrying about the future. Here are some tips on how to live in the moment. Mindfulness practice. Learn mindfulness or meditation techniques to help you stay focused on your feelings and experiences in the present moment rather than getting distracted by distracting thoughts. Gratitude. Take a moment each day to be grateful for what you have right now, whether it's a delicious meal, sunny weather, or time with family and friends. Focus on the activity, whatever you are doing, be fully present in it. Whether it's work, study, exercise, or leisure and entertainment, enjoy the experience as much as possible. Let go of the past. Past experiences cannot be changed, so learn to accept and let go of past regrets or mistakes and focus on what you can do in the present. Let go of future worries. The future is uncertain, and worrying about the future will only make you waste the happiness of the present. Try to let go of future worries and focus on current actions. Create meaning. Find activities that make you feel satisfied and fulfilled, and incorporate them into your daily life whenever possible. Enjoy the little things, learn to find joy and satisfaction in the little things in everyday life. Enjoy the smell of a cup of coffee, the scenery while walking on the road, or the moment of having dinner with your family. Through these methods, you can live better in the present, enjoy every moment of life, improve the quality of life, and have a more satisfying life. Source: Chinese Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction Center. Living includes both physical and psychological aspects. The present moment is here and now. Living in the present means that the body and mind are at the same point in time, which is the present moment. In short, people are where the heart is. If you are here but your heart is somewhere else, you are not living in the present. For example, when you were a child, you were in the classroom but your heart was on the playground. When you enter the workplace, you are working but your mind is on vacation. Harvard University professor Matthew Killingsworth conducted a study on happiness and found from 650,000 research data, happiness comes from focusing on moment-to-moment experiences. It means that happiness comes from being in the heart. Research has also found that the proportion of people who are distracted in daily life is as high as 47%. In other words, we spend nearly one half of our daily life living here with our bodies, but our minds are always wandering elsewhere, and we are very used to doing this. Living in the present is easier said than done. This research paper is called A Mind Wandering is an Unhappy Mind and was published in the journal Science in 2010. 15th. Relieve stress. Source: ChatGPT. Relieving stress is vital to maintaining physical and mental health and improving quality of life. Here are some ways to relieve stress. Deep breathing and meditation. Deep breathing and meditation are effective relaxation techniques that can help reduce physical and mental tension and help you calm down. Exercise. Engaging in moderate physical activity, such as walking, jogging, yoga, or swimming, can help relieve stress and anxiety while improving your physical health. Good sleep. Maintaining good sleep habits is crucial to relieving stress. Make sure you get enough sleep every night and establish a healthy sleep environment and a regular sleep schedule. Relaxation techniques. Try different relaxation techniques, such as warm baths, massage, listening to music or reading, to relieve physical and mental stress. Eat well. Maintaining a balanced, nutritious diet, away from excess caffeine and sugar, will help maintain physical and emotional balance. Social support. Sharing your feelings and problems with friends, family, or colleagues and seeking their support and understanding can lighten your load and boost your mood. Time management. Plan and arrange your time properly to avoid excessive stress and tension. Learn to say no to unnecessary tasks, prioritize what's important, and give yourself time to rest and relax. Seek professional help. If you feel like you can't cope with stress, or if it's seriously affecting your quality of life, don't hesitate to seek professional mental health help. A counselor or therapist can help you cope with stress and provide effective coping strategies. Source: Vision Magazine. With the pressure of work, the obstacles of life and various helpless embarrassments, people will always face the ensuing embarrassment in different situations, which will cause people to worry, anxiety, and feel that nothing can be done. Ching Ching. Psychiatrists emphasize that in order to effectively calm such emotions, the most important thing is to commit to changing your lifestyle. Jennifer L. Tates, a clinical psychologist and professor of psychology, shares that changing behavior can be challenging when living with anxiety, but it can make a significant difference, if you are willing to act differently than you were before. Act the way you feel, and most patients are surprised how freeing their lives become. The following are 12 tips she suggested. If you feel anxious and uneasy about life, these methods may be able to relieve stress. 1. Develop exercise habits. Exercise can be very effective in relieving anxiety symptoms and improving mood. Experts stress that moderate exercise, such as walking for 60 minutes 4 days a week, can be as effective as anxiety-reducing medications. Because studies have found that exercise significantly reduces the conditions that trigger anxiety symptoms and can significantly reduce stress. 2. Maintain regular sleep habits. Experts say anxiety can make it difficult to fall asleep, and not getting enough rest can lead to more anxiety. But there are some key ways to get better sleep with anxiety, such as maintaining a fixed sleep routine, including sleeping at night every day. Go to bed and wake up at the same time. Getting at least 7 hours of sleep will help relieve anxiety. Lack of sleep can increase the production of stress hormones, which can lead to more problems. 3. Try meditation and relaxation techniques. Try meditation, mindfulness, or prayer. Various relaxation exercises can improve your mental state and concepts. Studies have also found that meditation can help people feel calm and enhance the therapeutic effect. When disordered and complicated thoughts settle in the mind, it is harmful to the psychology. Very effective help for health. 4. Understand your own biofeedback. The so-called biofeedback refers to a series of methods that use some instruments to measure physiological indicators to better understand the operation of people's mental thoughts and improve their mental state. For example, when you feel anxious, you may notice your heartbeat speeding up. Then try to calm yourself down, take deep breaths, and monitor your heart rate to see if your heart rate drops. Practicing understanding your own biofeedback can effectively reduce anxiety. 5 Healthy eating habits. Studies have found that foods high in fat, sugar and refined carbohydrates can increase the risk of anxiety by 25%. On the other hand, eating a diet rich in natural, wholesome foods such as fruits, vegetables, and legumes can increase the risk of anxiety. Helps control anxiety. However, experts also emphasize that drinking alcohol should be avoided. Many patients with anxiety disorders will temporarily relieve their symptoms when drinking alcohol, but their symptoms will worsen when they stop drinking. 6. Try supplementing with health foods containing magnesium. Magnesium is a mineral element that has been shown to reduce anxiety. Studies have found that taking health foods containing magnesium reduces patients' anxiety. Magnesium is relatively safe and adapts well to many people. 7. Reduce caffeine. Caffeine works by increasing heart rate and blood pressure, making people feel more alert and focused. However, if you feel anxious, these side effects of caffeine can also trigger the body's alarm system, exacerbating anxiety. Experts suggest that it is best not to consume more than 400 mg of caffeine a day. Exceeding this amount will often have counterproductive effects. 8. Breathe slowly and deeply. When you feel tense and stressed, slow, deep breathing can increase your sense of calm and reduce anxiety. Breathing in a slow, deep, and controlled manner helps your body relax, which is essential for combating the physiological tension that comes with anxiety. Experts share that slow, deep breathing taps the body's parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for relaxation and calming, which can help calm anxiety. Abdominal breathing is a very useful breathing method. 9. Do yoga. Yoga has long been one of the key ways to reduce anxiety because it combines two important depression-fighting tools, movement and relaxing breathing. Experts say both are independent ways of reducing anxiety, but are even more powerful when combined. Some studies have found that yoga is significantly more effective in reducing anxiety than other exercises that consume the same amount of calories. 10. Get in touch with nature. Research has found that spending at least 20 minutes a day walking, or simply staying quietly in a place with a natural atmosphere, can significantly slow down stress hormones in the brain and reduce tension. In fact, the effect of this effect is similar to that of the effects of medical use are similar. This is the real power of natural pills. Experts say that in fact, staying in nature for 20 to 30 minutes will reduce cortisol in the brain. Cortisol plays an important role in dealing with stress in the adrenocortical hormone. It has an excellent soothing effect. The less it is secreted, the more cortisol is secreted. The lower the pressure the representative faces. 11. Develop the habit of writing a diary. Experts share that keeping a diary every day can reduce the cycle of anxiety in 2 different ways. The first point is to write down the things you are grateful for every day. Through the process of gratitude, you can cherish the small things that happen to you, thereby reducing the occurrence of anxiety. In addition, another way of writing a diary is to write down your own worrying. This can help you understand your own thinking patterns so that you can challenge and interrupt them and increase your confidence. 12. Keep smiling. Although this is not easy to do, especially when a person is in a state of anxiety, it is even more difficult to squeeze out a smile. However, experts point out that laughing is the key point because laughter and humor break anxiety cycle. Even if the relief is only temporary. Studies have found that laughter can promote mental health, but the key is to actually laugh, so if you feel anxious, watch some humorous videos or movies to make yourself laugh. Conclusion. I hope Lao Gao will be happy every day. Share excellent books and put the information in the Facebook community, Abayo Tells News / Abayo Tells Stories. https://www.facebook.com/groups/20116750958709885/files/files. The Happy Thinking Method by Edward de Bono. The Happy Death Albert Camus. A happy day is a day. The nature of happiness Kathleen Wilson. Happiness is ha 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 yang shakyu.